What is up, YouTube? Welcome to my channel. This is the first video, review video I've done on this channel. This is the first video for Mecha Month. I hope you're all excited. I mean, we are looking at the Infinity Studio Gipsy Danger from 2025. This thing I got late December. Let's get into this thing. This thing is awesome. It comes with so much cool presents, so much cool diecast. You guys see this thing. So let's get started. There she is. Man, look at all those accessories that come with her. When Guillermo del Toro made this movie, it was just such a phenomenal take. It was so cool to see all these mechs come alive, as well as the mechanical nature of it. The sequel wasn't great, but the first one, just a visual spectacle. We're going to look into all the accessories, as well as we're going to look at the posability of this figure. We're also going to dig into also the cool LED effects that come with it, as well as some things I don't like, as well as some things I really do like about this figure. But let's get started with the accessories and see what this figure comes with. Now there they are, all nice and pretty for you. They did a great job in Infinity Studio choosing the accessories for this figure. They gave you quite a bit so you can have a unlimited range of posability. We'll take a closer look at each individual accessory as well as the quality of each one. But I just want to say, Infinity Studio, my hat's off to you. Just great job on doing all you can to be able to include everything so you can create every scene from the movies. Starting off, we're going to look at the posable swords. There you have some nice dry brushing on them. They pose really nicely and just pegging to the wrists of the figure. Next, we have the nice ship. The ship has some crushing effect. It has a cool little hand peg on it, so you can stick it right into the hands and hold it. It's really cool. Boxing crates, you know, they have a nice crushing effect. They will look really cool towards the end. Stick around for the posing section at the end if you want to see those. In addition, we have the back thrusters in a translucent plastic, as well as the arm thrusters that are also a translucent plastic. The arm cannon has a nice, cool effect where you have the bright magnet you can turn it on. It has not very strong light in this light, but in the dark it looks really cool. I also took the liberty to put the plasma effect on the figure, but you can take it off the arm cannon. It pegs onto the arm just through a peg hole, similar to like the 3-0 Bumblebee figure does, kind of like that style. We also have the posable sword, or non-posable swords. They have the same paint effect as the posable, bendable swords, but please don't try and break these. Just make sure you keep it nice, just peg them in and use them. They're a really cool effect too. We also have the magnetic base. The magnetic base works really well with the figure. We'll see how that kind of sticks on, but also it has a nice little nameplate you can take in and out if you don't want to have it posed. Sad thing about the base, it is a little too wide for the figure. It takes up a lot of space. I don't like that. They also include a nice little card, kind of as a discount code. I haven't used it, but I'm not going to show what it is just for privacy's sake. We also have a nice little booklet with instructions as well. After this, we're probably going to take a look at the figure and kind of dig into what it has and see it. Look at this beauty. Isn't she amazing? Like, this looks like it came right off the screen from the movie. When I saw this movie and it came out on DVD, or Blu-ray, I guess, I went and bought the 4K version just because it translates so well. And this looks like it just came from it. It has all the little interlocking systems. It also has this nice weight to it. If you hold the figure in hand, it has so much diecast, similar to like the 3-0 figures, but for some reason it feels like the plastic is just really well made. It's really sturdy. It does have some limitations in articulation, not as much as you're thinking, but it's really well done. It has some great features that you can make it look like some cool scenes from the movie. In addition, it has some cool light-up effects, which we'll look into. We'll also show things up close as well. I want to kind of take a closer look and show what this thing is, but bravo, Infinity Studios. This is one of my favorite figures in my collection. It's one of my favorite mech figures. I think if you like mechs, this is definitely a big one. If you love Pacific Rim, this is definitely one you need to get. They're doing a lot of great work with some figures from that movie, and I believe they created 2 more. I missed the pre-orders and orders for that, but oh well. Starting off with the head, it has a nice translucent plastic. You can remove this head. It's magnetically attached, increases the posability for that, but it's meant to be translucent to be able to increase the lighting effect, I guess. The shoulders also on top have this lighting effect too, which I'll show a little bit later. But overall, fantastic. It looks amazing. The proportions as well on the figure look great. If you look, there's like nice venting and details inside that show the mechanical structure. You can see as well all the little rivets as well on each of the panels and the decal work on the chest area. Especially on the nuclear reactor, there's a cool effect that it can turn and spin, which we'll look at a little bit later. But you can also pull this piece out to change the batteries, which makes it really nice and easy. No screws or anything required, I guess. Actually, sorry, forgive me for saying that, but you do need some screws to change the batteries. But yeah, it just looks fantastic in there. But overall, I just love the look. The chest is just a great piece right here. All right, we get the nice shot of the butt as well as we get the nice shot of the crotch area. But I want to really focus in on the legs on the top area. You can see there's kind of these pistons that are hidden underneath. When you bend the legs or the thighs, you can see that these pistons will move, and it looks really cool. It just makes it come alive, and I just love that. It's a really great figure to have in hand. I can't recommend it enough. The feet area as well, you'll see in the calves and knee joints that when you bend, it'll have that piston work as well. But the legs have a nice toe articulation. You see all the little venting as well. Just, I know Gong Studio did this as well, but it's a smaller scale. This one's a lot bigger. I like this one a little bit more just because you can get more detail in a larger scale. Now here's the kind of cool lighting effect that you have. It has that magnetic effect. You can just kind of close these panels that open up. And then once you put it in, it can lock in nicely. You just kind of get a little force in there. But then you get this nice little magnet. And once you put the magnet on, just going to grab it right here. So you get the light and this little inner structure you can press and it'll start spinning. If you put the magnet to the metal nuclear reaction one more time, it'll actually stop and it'll just be a light effect. There's no breathing effect like you see in other figures where it just kind of like slowly fades in and out, but in this it doesn't do that. We're going to turn the lights off a little bit just to show what this looks like in the dark, but really cool, especially the startup sequence where it goes from blue to orange just to match that effect from the movie. There we go. Pretty nice. Nice lighting structure as well. Now, I want to share things I like and things I don't like about this figure. To start, I love how many accessories there are with it. Aside from all the cool effects and light effects, the accessories really make it so you can actually pre-create a lot of the scenes from the movie, which I love doing. I don't like the arm sections, I guess, just the way it's attached to the cannons. The pegs are very short. I wish they were a little bit longer, as well as I wish they were die cast. I think that would make it a lot better, a lot more sturdy. Sometimes when you just nick the arm a little bit, it just falls off, and you have to be careful. It's not very fun. Another thing I'm worried about is you can notice the light section can get stuck sometimes with the motor. I worry that'll ruin the motor over time. So you have to kind of put your finger in there to get the motor moving again. It's just something to keep an eye on. In addition, the lights on the top of the shoulder section, they use a different LED system, so it's like a button press. Hard to get to, it's really bad, really dim, not great. For the articulation, it is really nice with that magnetic head. You can get a little bit more articulation than you can with most figures. They just fit nicely in those little panels that articulate, but you can get a nice head tilt back and forth as well as looking up. It can be a little bit limited from looking left to right, but overall you can still achieve a lot of the looks from the movie. The chest area is nice. You can shift the shoulders back. You can also shift them forward. There are some panels that sit on the chest. These panels move out of the way if you need to. If you need to get this figure in some more, I don't know, shoulder forward poses. The shoulders also open up if you need to get more posability. I didn't really use it very much. Not really sure. I think it's more of just to avoid paint scuffing if you need that. The arms also are nice. They have a nice structure. They see if as I was posing it kind of fell off a little bit easy, but you have these hands that also articulate fingers as well, which is nice. In terms of bendability on the arms can bend very nicely in. You go way above 90, so you get some nice boxing poses in there. The arms can also move pretty far forward, all the way forward, and about that far back. I could possibly go full 360, but I didn't want to try, especially since it's my figure. Ab crunch is very limited, but the back crunch is very, very posable. You also get some nice swivel back and forth if you need to in the upper chest area as well as in the lower hip area. There are some hip panels that move out of the way so you don't ruin the figure and you're not straining the plastic. In the leg area, you can bend the thighs pretty well. If you bend the thigh, I want to show this piston movement. You can see the pistons get exposed underneath, so it gives that kind of mechanical feature for it, as well as you get that mechanical feel as well in the calf area, I guess, where the knee joints. You can see a nice bend with that knee. It's really goes well above 90. In terms of legs moving forward, they go far quite a bit, but in the back, it doesn't go very far. You also can't do splits very easily. I've seen people do splits. Didn't want to try it. I didn't want to ruin my figure. These things cost a lot. I want to take good care of it. Get some nice ankle swivel as well. There is some toe articulation as well. Keep in mind there's a plastic piece in the back. I noticed it kind of rubbed against it, so be wary of that. Don't force it and don't ruin it as well. Guillermo del Toro did a fantastic job of making this movie, and Infinity Studio did a great job of translating this into a figure form. The figure is phenomenal. It has a mechanical essence. It creates that mecha feel. The posing is amazing. You can achieve so much with the added accessories. The lighting effects are phenomenal. This figure I give a 9.5 out of 10. I'm pretty picky with how I rate these figures, but this figure could be a 10 out of 10. I do love how they worked really hard to be able to match the exact mechanical feel, all the riveting, all the light work, all the posability. This thing has presence. If you love this figure, get it. Unfortunately, at the time of this filming, they're sold out from most trusted sites. You can pay the eBay prices, but please do your research. Please avoid the shady sites. Don't buy from who you don't know. Overall, if you like this kind of stuff, hearing me rant more about figures, please like and subscribe, comment. I read the comments. I want to make this better for you. But I hope to see you again next time, and thanks for tuning in.